You're watching Toon TV. Welcome back to the channel. So as you can tell, I'm in a good mood. I've got a massive smile on my face. It's just finished at the London Stadium this evening in the Premier League. West Ham United 0, Newcastle United 2. And that was a good performance. That is, for me, one of the best Steve Bruce performances I've seen since he's been manager of this football club. We dominated from start to finish. West Ham were poor. They had no answers. They had no real leadership going forward. And wow, that was a 10 out of 10 performance. I mean, we could easily have scored more than 2 goals on the evening. We had so many chances. I mean, the first half alone, we could have been maybe 4-5-2 up. West Ham had a couple of shots off the crossbar. I mean, looking at it, we've got our first 3 points of the new season. We've got our first win away from home at the London Stadium, back-to-back, because we did beat them 3-2 last season. We've also kept a clean sheet, which is very, very important. When you start a new season, it helps the confidence. And when you've got somebody like Callum in net who isn't quite there, he's not always the best at his positioning, but he had a good game today, and the defence were a little bit open at times, but we're done well to keep out West Ham United, who didn't really offer much of a threat. And not only that, we're in the top 4. Let's end the season now. We're in the top 4. I'm only joking. But things are really looking up, and if this team can click throughout the whole season, we could be a surprise package. I'm not going to go over the top, because, again, it's only the first game of the season. But if you bring in quality like Callum Wilson, Jeff Hendrick and Jamal Lewis with international experience, then for me, that's what can happen. You can win games very, very comfortably. You can get forward. You can get ASM in promising areas. And I tell you what, that partnership with Jamal Lewis at left back and Callum Wilson, that is working a treat. How good was Jamal Lewis in that first half? He was fantastic. Just the way he was bombing down that left-hand side, getting forward, being positive. And at one point, he nearly got a goal for Wilson in the first half. And I tell you what, there was 2 debut goals scored as well today in the game. And they were scored by Callum Wilson and Jeff Hendrick in the second half. And I tell you what, like I say, that is for me a brilliant performance by the Toon. And I've never felt more comfortable watching a Toon match. Normally, I'm sort of on the edge. I'm sort of nearly biting my nails. I don't bite my nails, but what I'm saying is you're always nervous. And West Ham were poor. They offered absolutely nothing in the game. Yeah, they had a couple of shots off the crossbar, as mentioned in the first half. But if I was a West Ham fan watching this right now, I would be concerned. If you're a West Ham fan watching that performance and looking at that side without investment, without new signings, then you could be down there come the end of the season, because that was a difference now between our squad and last week. If we'd went into the game with Andy Carroll as our only fit and out striker, then I don't think we win this game today. I think we at least get a draw. If not, we'll lose it. But do you know what? Because we brought the quality in, that's why we've got the 3 points. And I tell you what, we've worked hard for that this evening. We've not just got very lucky with a 2-0 win. We've played you off the park. And it's not often I say that in a match review. I'm going to be open and honest. We dominated from start to finish. Now, the team lineup was this. Callum in net. The back four was Javier Manquillo, Federico Fernandez, Jamal Lascelles and Jamal Lewis. In the midfield was Isaac Hayden, John Joe Shelby, Jeff Hendrick, Alan St. Maximin and Andy Carroll, with Callum Wilson up front, or you could say Andy Carroll or Wilson being the focal point. But I tell you what, there's a couple of problems I had with it. Was Andy Carroll and Jeff Hendrick, but they were slowly washed away as the game went on. I felt like Miggy should have started instead of Jeff Hendrick, but Jeff Hendrick had a very good debut as he scored his debut goal in the second half. And Andy Carroll was a threat in that first half. He really put West Ham under pressure, and he nearly scored, a goal for the Toon coming back into the Premier League. I know he scored in the pre-season, but I tell you what, the starting 11 was actually a good selection by Steve Bruce. On the bench was Gillespie, Joe Linton, Richie, we had, can't quite say, Kraft, Fraser, Almiron and Sean Longstaff. So going into the first half, I feel like we completely dominated that full 45 minutes in my opinion. So Fernandez, he had a header from a corner which was saved by Fabianski. He was forced into a save. West Ham did have a chance with a header. So Noble, the captain, he swung a ball in from a free kick, and Ogbonna manages to beat his man, and he manages to direct a header onto the crossbar. So very close for West Ham. Hayden got a yellow card for a sliding tackle, which, yes, it was a yellow card looking back at it. he was just sort of taking on for the team as West Ham were on the counter-attack. Wilson comes very close to his debut goal. He hits one wide. Lewis, he gets forward. He sort of cuts one back to Wilson, and he just puts it left of the left-hand post. Could have been 1-0 there and then. He caught the West Ham defence cold. Shelvey also has a decent chance for the Toon when he gets forward. He picks out Wilson and he hits the side net. And for me, I think he should score it when you look back. When he gets the ball in a promising area, there's nobody even near him. You just hit it on target and I think he scores. He's got the capabilities of doing that, but he continued, to play and to not give up. Andy Carroll, he had a shot which was deflected by the West Ham defence. If they hadn't have deflected it, for me, that's rifling into the top left-hand corner, and we could easily have taken the lead there and then. And Fornals also hits the crossbar, but there also was a penalty call for a potential handball, but that was checked and it wasn't a handball. And the game ended half-time 0-0 for me. It should have been something like 4-5-2 with the Toon. Had so many chances and we looked so good, so promising. I was so excited for the second half that we could potentially get that opening goal. It was only a matter of time. And the game started very flat in the second half, but we finally took the lead, and it come from the right-hand side. Mankio crossed the ball in, and nobody was picking out Hendrick. He flicked it on with his head, and he found Wilson at the right place at the right time, and he scored a poacher's goal for his debut goal. What a finish. 1-0. I'm absolutely buzzing at this point. I'm buzzing for Callum Wilson because he said all the right things in his interview, and he puts it beyond Fabianski into the bottom right-hand corner. 1-0 Toon, and there was only one side that was looking to win it, and that was us. Now, there was other chances in the game as well. There was a VAR check for a Hendrick handball. That was then later ruled to not be a handball. I don't think it was a handball personally by Jeff Hendrick. I feel like he was getting himself out of the way. It was, fired at some force, and when a ball is fired at some force, sometimes it's difficult to get your hands out of the way, and I felt like Hendrick couldn't do much more with that. And then Mankio did get a silly yellow card moments later. Now, Joe Linton did come on for ASM. I thought Joe Linton wasn't too bad in the game, but I felt like he was getting too many fouls, too many fouls against him, and he didn't play bad, but I just felt like Joe Linton needed to come on in the game. I felt like he should have started really on the left-hand side, but he didn't score. But then Almiron did come on. He was our second sub on 85 minutes for Callum Wilson. He went off. What a good debut. One to remember for him. And only a minute later, he basically bursts forward. He picks out Hendrick in the box, and he literally fires it first time into the top left-hand corner. What a goal, Jeff Hendrick. And we'll go 2-0 up. And I tell you what, we deserved that. And we caught West Ham cold yet again. Yeah, they had a few chances with Yarmolenko and whatnot, but we had chances. We had so many chances in the game, and it's only right that we went more than 1-0 up, and that goal by Hendrick, wow, what a finish. If he could do that, then he's very capable of scoring double figures, and so is Wilson. But then, the game goes on. It peters out. 5 minutes of stoppage time, but we win the game 2-0, and I'm buzzing with it. In the top four, first game of the season, 3 points. I'm in a good mood. And it's just great what the board have done. They've strengthened the side. It's been a very good week. Bringing in the players that we have with much needed quality. I've been crying out for it. I've been crying out for, a potential formation change. Just the style of play, the way we're playing. If we play like that against Blackburn, Brighton and Tottenham, then I tell you what, we're looking good. We could be, like I say, a surprise package. I'm not saying like top 6 or anything like that. Top 10 and beyond. We could be, there and thereabouts. But my man of the match, do you know what? I'm going to say Jamal Lewis. I know he didn't score, but I thought he was brilliant at left back. We've been calling out for a left back, and he scored. Sorry, and he was making things happen. Do beg your pardon. And I tell you what, it's just been an all-round good Toon performance. Like, I've got nothing but good words to say about all of the lads, and just well done to Carl Darlow and Net for not making mistakes. Well done to the back four for keeping out West Ham. Well done to the midfield. John Joe Shelvey and the likes of Jeff Hendrick getting forward. ASM being positive, and Callum Wilson putting himself about, getting in the right place at the right time. You didn't see that from Joe Linton last season. And Andy Carroll as well, being an older type player, really causing a nuisance to the West Ham defence. But overall, I think we played really well. We deserved the 3 points. If you're a West Ham fan, you may disagree, but just look at the performance, just look at our scoreline and look where we are in the league. And yeah, if you're a West Ham fan, let me know what you think about the overall performance from Mueller. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. This is the first match review of the season, 2020-2021. There'll be plenty more content on the channel, of course. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I'm trying to get to 3,300 subscribers. We're less than 5 away now, so if you could do that, that would be amazing. Turn on your notification bell, smash the like button, and put your comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. Keep it tuned. How are the lads?